Hey guys, Why Not Game here, and we are back with trying to figure the controls out. We are back with some more World of Tanks. I haven't played this game in quite some time. I took kind of a hiatus from it, you could say, as I just wanted to take a short break. But when I came back, I realized I was close to a couple different higher end vehicles, and I wanted to grind them out, so I picked up the IS-7 as I'd wanted to for quite some time. We are going to watch two replays. The first one is going to be more so showcasing the, I would say, speed and firepower of the gun, and the second one sort of showcasing the armor aspect of the tank. The IS-7 is, and it's a pretty powerful machine if you play it the right way, but you know, I'm still learning how to play it the right way, how to play it better, and yeah, so we're gonna go from there. I do want to let y'all know I've got a puppy now, so recording and streaming is going to be a bit different for me, or I'm going to try to at least focus more on him and still make content and hopefully be able to record proper quality, but y'all might hear some barks here and there. So as it goes, we're pushing up pretty aggressively. This is, you know, like I said, it's within like the first week that I came back to the game. I played this map again and played it in a couple different versions, but I hadn't played this side yet. So first and foremost, I kind of see that STRV and I get pretty excited. Let me go back to my cam. So I get pretty excited, and I'm thinking, you know, that's a big pool of hit points, and I know this thing can do some pretty good alpha damage, and then I take a hit in getting greedy. So I realize, okay, we got an object 705 on our right side. Didn't see him a minute ago. Let's go ahead and pull back. Not too familiar with that tank, but I became familiar with it in this match, and there we go. We spot an IS-7. So I realized, yep, we need to pull even further back because that's not a nice situation to be in, and my shot gets eaten by the wall. So we continue to pull back, try to get ourselves back far enough to not take any more fire, and then I believe I reapproach and push back into the city a bit more aggressively in the city streets. So the one thing that I do like about the IS-7 is it's got quite a large pool of hit points. So, and I mean, not quite as much as the mouse. Oh, Scorpion G. Shot at him. I think we hit him, but we just didn't see him. We weren't spotting him at the time. But it's got quite a lot of hit points at 2400. And am I going to take a second shot? I am. It's got quite a large hit pool at 2400. Not as much as the mouse has at 3000. And sure, it's not as beefy as the mouse is, but if you play your cards right in this tank, which you'll see in game 2, it can do quite a lot. It's a very good, reliable tank, and it's fast. It's a Soviet heavy that's an original Soviet heavy that, you know, carries a lot of that fear with its gun and with its armor. But it's not always like a game changer if you don't play it the way it's meant to be played. So that shot goes into the dirt, unfortunately. And one thing I didn't really kind of keep track of with the IS-7 in this match, and it made me kind of discipline on the trigger a bit more, but I didn't really keep track of how many rounds this IS-7 can actually throw down range at such a quick pace. I normally bring 5 high explosive, 5 premium shells, and then I just can't get it. There we go. So that's a good shell into that UDES. Tier 9 Swedish medium. But I usually try to bring 10 to, or I try to bring at least 5 shells of high explosive. I rack 5 shells of premium, and the rest is all AP or APCR or whatever the standard shell is for the tank. Oh, KV4. We'll go ahead and have that. Give our guys some relief. That's the first kill on the board. Let me go ahead and switch that up right there on the left and right. So we see that IS-7 coming back, and we were going to try to get him, and I think, oh, and the UDES bounces our turret. So that's another thing as well, is this thing is a very sneaky turret if you play it the right way. We tracked him, we didn't do much, so I'm going to get out of the way, and I'm going to reposition myself behind this dirt mound. Now the IS-7 is fantastic when the turret is hulled down, as you would say. I'm sure, once again, a lot of you know that. If you don't, then this is what it excels at. The front of this tank is, I would say, dang near impenetrable. And it allows for situations where the enemies may see you and do things, and I've noticed the object 705. He bounces off my turret once again, and I'm going to be a bit risky there and push back to take a shot. I put it into the SDRV. He may either not have a fire extinguisher, he just didn't put his fire out fast enough. That works for me. And we're going to get a bit aggressive on this object 705. Now, once again, I don't know much about it, but I'm realizing quickly now I don't have much to penetrate this thing if its turret's facing me. And I mean, I see, yeah, maybe I have a shot there on the right side of the turret, my right, but I'm like, nah, it's not worth it. So I get aggressive, I shoot, and then realize and forget a lot of these Russians have that spaced armor on the side. So, you know what? Do what the IS-7 does best. Face hug. Get in his face, push him back, do not let him breathe. So I put another shot, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, it just said it was green. but that was because I had pushed him back up onto an incline and his plate was flat. It's not now. So we pull back and we attempt to get another one into him, and he pulls around the corner. And so I realized, he's still got one of those Russian guns and his reload time's kind of long. My reload time trumps his, so get in there and win that fight. So now we've got a couple options. I see that WZ, and I was hoping he was going to miss me, but he did. But once again, 2,400 hit points allows for quite a big, beefy amount of hits. So the goal in mind is to try and flank around this guy before he can turn around. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'm fast. I can get around him. He's not going to be able to turn. And he can. The good news is he donks his shot, and he's still firing high explosive anti-tank. So you can't always rely on your rounds. And I actually want to see if I can go back and I want to slow motion and see where I want to see where exactly it was that he placed that shot. I want to freak him. So we took a hit from the Scorpion. We come around the corner. Okay, that's odd. So he hit where he should have hit. That is the ideal spot. When you come around the corner in an IS-7, you most definitely want to hit right there on that plate. I mean, you can try for the lower, but the best thing is to hit right here on this thick slab plate. Simply because that's where the armor is the flattest, and that's where you're probably highly likely going to pin. I think it's something like 160 millimeters of armor on that side. So he hit in the right spot, but maybe he just clipped the tracks, or maybe I don't know, maybe I was just moving and it changed the angle up a bit too much, but like I said, that should have been more than capable of penetrating. However, we're on 3 kills. Let's go ahead and continue the replay. We continue to fire on the move, as main goal right now is to get around this guy, and we track ourselves, so I immediately repair so I can adjust and face hug. So now, what I want to show you guys is, if he takes the shot, he's either going to hit the turret and bounce. If he aims down, he's going to either hit the angle of the pike. So now I've got him in this situation of, okay, this IS-7's hugging me. He's going to penetrate the front of my hull, of his casemate. I'm not going to pin him. I either need help or I need to run. And you can't run, so you need help. So he's going to try to go for the cupolas. He's realizing it's not going to work. So I'm just going to start dealing the damage. That's just 1,000 hit points for me. And the FV comes in. And at this point, I was kind of like, thank God the FV came in. I can move on. So that works. We're going to go ahead and continue down the roadway, and we see the Scorpion, who misses his shot, sadly. So we're going to go ahead and punish him for it, and I can't help but think that I did that first bit of damage to him that he had there before he rolled up. Scorpion pulls back, and I'm getting mighty aggressive, and once again, I'm not really keeping track of my ammo. Go ahead and quick repair my crew, because I just want to get back into it, and Tiger 2 on my right. And I stop and contemplate, maybe I should take him, and then I was like, no, you know what, I can beat his reload time with the move speed, so I'll just get out of the way and continue for the Scorpion and claim my 4th kill. Or at least that's what I want to do. And so now I'm pushing the Scorpion fairly aggressively. He bounces his shot, I miss mine. I'm not really doing too much of the aim on the move thing. I'm just trying to get in his face, and I'm trying to stop him. And this is where I stop and kind of aim down sights and try to go for the top of the turret. I'm just unfortunately missing a lot of these shots that I should not be missing. I would be saving ammunition, saving credits if I had just calmed down a bit and relaxed. But at this point, the game was kind of fast-paced. Damage is being dealt, and I'm excited. And it's 400 health, and artillery's firing off. And then, speaking of artillery, we spot him. And so we're going to reload that shell. Are we going to get him? Didn't have time to really re-rack high explosive with the 11-second reload time. Yes, the ammunition does go extremely fast in this tank. However, I wasn't keeping track, and I did not want to waste my reload time. So we go ahead and do that 254 damage with that AP shot. And now I realize, or excuse me, I haven't quite realized yet. I'm thinking I'm still on AP. And so I see this Tiger 2, and he's hiding behind that wall, and that's how we're going to finish it. We're going to catch the Tiger 2. We are going to catch the Tiger 2 from behind the wall and just track where he was moving. We hit him through a couple barriers of the actual structure wall, but because it wasn't high explosive anti-tank and it was APCR rounds that we were firing in this thing, thankfully they managed to go straight through the wall, not sort of dissipate on any fencing or structures, and kill him. Or excuse me, he actually wasn't behind the wall. Oh yeah, he was. I hit that cornerstone back there. But that's going to be that kill, and I think that was number 6. I think that's our top gun. And we wasted a premium shell on a tank. So at this point, once again, yeah, sure, I could have changed my ammunition up a bit and used it more sparingly or in a better way per se, but at the end of the day, we did 4,000 damage. We did 2,960 block damage. And then we also did 1,145 spot damage. This was an absolutely incredible first game. I don't know if I have the after battle report which is something I'm going to have to start bringing you guys. I believe I got the... I think I got the top gun for that match. I did. I got 6 kills. And this was one of my first IS-7 matches that really was like captivating to me. This was the point where I realized I like this tank. I want to play it more. I just need to play it the right way. And so from there, we are going to move on to battle number 2. All right, so battle number 2 is going to start on Desert. I'm playing with my homie War Maniac. It's my friend Chris. He's in his Object 140 there, and yeah, it's going to be a pretty good Russian combo. Yeah, I mean, you'll see how the battle plays out, but like I said, this is more of a showcase on the armor aspect of the IS-7 and why I kind of, you know, stayed with it and what it's going to do for me. So we're going to go ahead and at this point in the battle, he goes, yeah, man, you could go mid and support them, but he goes, you're not going to make it right. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going right. I said, I'm going to duke it out with some mediums. I said, I've got a bit of decent gun depression there, and I know I can fight it out. And he's like, okay, man, do whatever you want. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go right, and I'm going to tear it up, son. I'm going to rip it up. And behind us, you can see another IS-7, the People's Elbow. Shout out to that guy. He was actually very, very good for a player, and he was fantastic. And at this point in time, we were actually looking back at him, and I was like, why does he get a AAA gun on the top of his IS-7? And then I go, why does he get smoke canisters? I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I want that. And my friend up there is, you know, as he's looking back as well, he's like, oh yeah, he does. And he's like, I guess you're just not special enough to get it. But yeah, I mean, I want a AAA gun. Look at that shit. That's fantastic. But if anybody can tell me how you get that, I would be interested. So we take a hit from the Bat Chat. Now, one thing I want to actually show you guys is the artillery on their team. They've got 2 of the French artillery pieces. Now, the Bat Chat 155-55 is not the tier 10, and that's okay because yes, he has a big gun and it deals some decent damage. But when you get to that tier 10 Bat Chat 155-58. That's when you start giving tanks a problem because you've got an autoloader. So that Bat Chat 155-58, it's going to be kind of a pain in the you know what I mean. So we're rolling up to the pass, and my mindset is I'm a fast Russian heavy tank downhill. It kind of acts as a medium sometimes if it just didn't have all the armor. First thing is I'm going to chill out here and try to deal some damage with my turret down. What I want to show you guys is this sort of angle that I'm in. Like, if he shoots me, he's not going to hit anything but turret. And then I realized the People's Elbow, not at this point quite yet. I haven't quite realized it. I think this is when I realized I see an IS-7 coming to frame right, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. He's up there alone. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to push. And then my friend Chris is like, hey, you know what? Let me go ahead and try to get stuck in there a bit and support. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to let this guy push up here and get attacked by mediums on his own, because he's about to fight a 2-front war. He's going to have people coming down from this way, and he's going to have people coming up from the pass on him. So I'm like, you know what, let me go ahead and help out. So I immediately take a hit from the 121. I repair tracks as quick as I can, hit that 4-5 and get out of there. I'm realizing now, okay, I'm going to get stuck in. Now you can see artillery has splashed me. I've been hit by artillery once. I've been tracked and hit by a tank on my left. I've lost a little bit of my hit points, and you can see, once again, that IS-7 is losing some of that health on my right. So, you know, we're taking some shavings here, and artillery is really favoring this pass. So we got to get once again stuck in. The People's Elbow, I think, is going to pull back a bit and try to get hidden behind that rock. And as of right now, I'm kind of just trying to spot that EBR. My goal at the moment is find that EBR, deal some damage. Find the EBR, deal some damage. Those words keep ringing in my head. And then I see the 121 push up, and I'm like, okay, if you want to get aggressive, I'll show you. And now I'm getting tracked by the EBR. And this is where things kind of look negative for me. My tracks are down, and my ammo's down as well. And I'm kind of in a situation where I'm getting extremely upset with this EBR. And he's playing his tank extremely well. And right now I'm saying in the game, push out and I'll give you a shot. Push out and I'll shoot you. Push out and I'll shoot you. I swear to God, I'm not going to miss you. And so I want him, and I'm trying to goad him in my mind into coming out and getting shot. So he pushes up and he fires a heat shell at me. Thankfully, I managed to get my tracks up. My ammo rack is still down, and the object just fired heat at me. And they fired another heat shell at me. And so I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys once again what's going on here. I forget how to turn the UI off, or I would. I apologize about that. But look at this. I'm trying to get a shot off on this guy. Am I going to do it? I can't quite. There we go. I can track him, but I can't squeeze one out. At this point in time, my friend's just trying to deal some damage in the mountain pass. The only thing that's adequately damaging me right now is artillery. That's the only reason that the People's Elbow and I have been shaved off by any hit points. Other than that EBR is still firing away with high explosive and artillery. That's it. And I'm still saying to that EBR, you know, pull out and I'll kill you. Pull out and I'll kill you. Just peek me. You know, he's frustrated me to that extent. And now I'm getting permatracked. And this is another situation where I'm like, okay, well, be careful. And then artillery comes in clutch and kills the 277. That's a Russian tier 10 heavy tank that we don't have to worry about. And so right now it's kind of started to turn into our favor. This battle's gone extremely quickly, but at the same time, there has been a lot of damage blocked that I've done. So far to this point, 3,810 damage blocked. We haven't dealt a lot of damage though. And once again, that's because I've been on the defensive. They've been shooting me in places like this little ear here. They've been shooting me in my track and just doing like high explosive damage. That's about it. And you'll see once again, EBR, where did he pin me? He pinned me. He did high explosive damage. I think it was to my turret casing. I think like right up here. And now I'm starting to trying to deal some damage to that 121. So I think the 121 kind of overstayed his welcome here. And the reason I say that is because once that 277 died and that EBR started to take damage, the EBR started playing a bit more conservatively. And the 121 kind of backed himself into this corner. And you'll see what I mean here in a minute. The exposing that he did here is he exposed his turret to me. I mean, the only way he could get a shot was if he did that. And so I kind of realized, okay, if I time it right, I can probably catch this 121 out in the open. And now I'm actually looking back. My friend's just died. This IS-7 is almost dead, and my mind's immediately going, you know, it's a red alert. I'm thinking maybe I should pull back. Should I stay here? Can I hold it? If this guy to my right dies, and now I deal that damage that I want to deal. If this guy to my right dies by artillery, I'm gonna be here all alone. And there's still, last known, a tank on that right. And then we have an IS-7 push up into my mind. Now, you know, those red alarms have finally gone into full effect. I'm like, oh my god, there's a tank rushing right. It's all bad. There's an IS-7 on my right. So let's go ahead and pause right quick. I'm going to go back to the People's Elbow is extremely clutch. And you know what I kind of just realized is, I think that's a rock thing, isn't it? The People's Elbow! Anyways, he came in clutch there. He's extremely low on health. He's down to 50 hit points, and Object 430 rushed out of that mountain pass, and he took him out. Our team has won the south, and they're pushing the base. This is where the majority of the fighting is currently going on. This IS-7 is getting extremely aggressive, and I'm tracked. My armor is sight on. If he pushed down far enough, and I think this is where he messed up, if he pulled back and pushed down, he may well have been able to shoot straight up into my lower plate, as you see shots there. I think the reason why they're not really pinning that is because the angle they're shooting me at there is something like this. That's a very steep angle to be shooting the side of a tank, and you're not going to overmatch that. But we'll continue. And so I see him push up again, and where'd he pin me? He pinned me upper plate. And so once again, that is a great shot. If you can shoot up into the tracks, up into the upper plate, or from that angle, if you can shoot into the side of the armor, if you can push up enough, you're going to deal damage because it doesn't have armor from that angle, as you can tell. And so I'm freaking out now. I'm freaking out. And I'm like, I'm going to die. He's going to kill me. I've done 5,000 blocking damage, 6,000 now. And I'm going to die. And artillery comes in and actually hits him. So now I'm like, okay, well maybe, you know what, I can start to steel myself and do this. I see the artillery supporting me, and yes, we still have a full health tank, but he misses. I bounce. He bounces. I hit his base armor, I think, and once again, this IS-7 is getting extremely aggressive. So at this point, the way that he's playing is making me just, I have to fire off shells. I don't even have time to aim. And so this is what I noticed. You know, I see this IS-7 still taking damage, and that's really helping us out. That artillery player, who are you? I can't tell who it is. I don't know which one of them it is, but it may have been both, and they are coming in extremely clutch at the end of this game. Those American artillery pieces are something else. And so here's what I do. I realize he's pushing me. I'm not going to be able to outcircle him. Pull back. Pull back. Get your gun down. Pull back. Face straight at him. And in doing so, he bounces off my lower plate because I managed to angle my tank backwards. He's going to bounce off that lower plate. That doesn't mean that, you know, the IS-7's lower plate isn't always a sure pin. If he can pull back a bit, it's going to be a steep angle. And it's like shooting at anything that's a steep angle, you know? It's going to be tougher to penetrate. But at this point, he's realized his mistake. He's overplayed his hand. He's pushed aggressively too late. He's dead. The People's Elbows killed the IS-7. We've won the mountain pass. And how many casualties did we take? 1! We held the mountain pass with 3 tanks. 3 tanks. Look at it. Great work. Great work. This man is a hero. We held the mountain pass with 3 tanks. And all they have left is a Skoda T50. I'm not going to make it in time to get there. I'll tell you all that. But that man deserves a medal for sticking in there, fighting right, being a great teammate, and holding that point. 2,289 damage done at the end of that one. In something like 12 shells I fired, which, I mean, you know, it's not the best rating there, but, you know, it was a very high slung combat game there. 7,820 damage dealt, 758 spotting damage, which isn't the best, but it's that middle number, you know, it's that 7,820 damage. That's what really got me there, that I blocked. You know, this IS-7 is a beast, and all I want to tell you guys about it is be careful, you know. And I mean, this thing's been around for a long time. It's been around, I think, since the beginning of World of Tanks came out, if I'm not mistaken. I wasn't there quite then. I started playing, I think, 2013, 2014. But I will say, be careful, because this thing is not something that should be taken lightly. It's a tank that can deal a lot of damage. It can take a lot of damage, and if it's played in the right hands, it can make your day horrible. That's all I wanted to say, though. I figured those are 2 great replays from this last week that I really wanted to capture and showcase. So if y'all did enjoy that, leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and let me know if y'all want to see more World of Tanks gameplay, because I do play it and I record post-effect. So yeah, my name is Why Not Game, and I'm out.